Hello everyone and welcome back to Humble Heart Horsemanship. My name is Sabrina and in today's video we are tackling the subject of hoof boots. If you're not familiar what these things are, basically hoof boots can go on your horse's hooves. Usually people use them on the horse's front hooves and they usually work as a replacement for your horse being shod. I find that using hoof boots like this can be really great for those horses that are not shod and you want to keep them barefoot, but you still want to take them out on trails that might be rocky, or if your horse has hoof problems that might cause them to be sore when they're ridden, having them wear hoof boots instead of being shod can actually be a really good option for some horses. There are a lot of different hoof boot brands out there. This is a Cavallo hoof boot. This is a really popular brand. There's also Easy Boots and a lot of other brands. I have found a lot of people say that when they use hoof boots, the boots tend to slip around the bottom of the horse's hoof and that sometimes they fall off during people's rides. Now, that is not supposed to happen, okay? The reason why that might be happening is because you probably didn't properly measure your horse's hooves to see what size boot that they need. Of course, as we know, all horses are different, all horses' hooves are different. So you really need to make sure that you're looking up the resources for the specific brand that you want to buy your horse and that you're watching, their tutorial videos and getting advice for making sure that you're measuring your horse's hoof properly for the specific boot that you're purchasing. Also, some people say that the hoof boots cause a lot of sores and rubbing to happen around the horse's pastern joint. And a solution for that is that they sell wraps sometimes for these. Different brands have them, so it's kind of like a vet bandage wrap that you'd put at the bottom pastern and then you'd put on the hoof boot after. That can help prevent sores, but usually if the boot fits correctly and you measured correctly, you shouldn't need to have really any protective barrier like that. So for me, I loved using hoof boots for Gunner because for those of you who do not know, Gunner is my 18-year-old sorrel gelding and he has ring bone, and I knew that when I purchased him, and so I purchased him as a rescue horse and I needed to help rehabilitate him, and I understood that he would likely only be sound for light riding, which is what we currently use him for. My sister likes riding him and we just do a lot of walking, really easy rides, because if not he comes up lame because of his ring bone. So basically I decided to purchase these Cavallo hoof boots used, and I found them off of Facebook Marketplace. I think they were like maybe $50 for a set of 2 front ones, and these are size 2. So like I was saying earlier, they come in a lot of different sizes. Now these are just a little bit big on Gunner, so they sometimes kind of slide just a little bit back and forth. Wish they were a size 1, that would fit him perfectly. But I used these boots for probably I would say maybe 6 months straight, and they're still in really good condition. If you can see the sole of them and the inside, okay? How these work is they have these little Velcro straps. You pull them out. The little straps go like this. Okay, and then of course here there's another Velcro. So you open that up, open this. Okay, there's the boot fully open. You put your horse's hoof in here, and then it has this little flap with the Velcro, and then you close this, and then you close this. You want to fit pretty snug, that way it doesn't fall off. And then from here you take these and you pull them right through the little plastic loops. Kind of hard to see from here, but you get the general idea. You pull them through and then you Velcro them, and that way they really stay in place. And I've never had a problem with these falling off at all, even though they are a little bit big for Gunner's hooves. Primarily have been using these Cavallo hoof boots. These are just their classic Cavallo hoof boots, and I have been using them with Gunner on the trails. Gunner is not shod, and I don't really plan to shod him unless the summer comes, which is pretty far away from now that it's fall. And so he's barefoot. I like to keep him barefoot, but when we would go out on the trails, I found that it would be really helpful just to put these on his front hooves. That way he would not be sore to the gravel and the rocky terrain. And I noticed that he moved a lot more comfortably in these hoof boots than if he was just barefoot. Another thing with hoof boots is you want to clean them frequently, okay? A lot of mud, a lot of dirt, a lot of rocks, all that kind of stuff is gonna get packed into the bottom. So basically every time that I would use these on Gunner, I'd take them off, take my hoof pick, clean out all of the debris around here, and then I would open up the inside, take my hoof pick, and get out all of the gunk around the corners, and that definitely has helped them stay in such a nice condition even after like 6 months of consistent use. I just washed these this morning, that's why they look so nice, specifically for this video. That way I would not be holding a completely muddy, disgusting boot. So yeah, these are the hoof boots. Now, like I said earlier, make sure that you measure your horse for the boot specifically that you want to purchase, and that you're doing your research on what type of boot that you need. There's so many different styles, there's so many different brands depending on what you want to do with your horse and your horse's hoof built and all that kind of stuff. So I think hoof boots are really good for some horses. They don't always work for all horses, but if you have a horse that you want to keep barefoot and you want to do some trails, or your horse is not comfortable just being barefoot ridden, definitely look into some hoof boots. There's so many out there, so I'm sure that you'll find one that will work for you. And if not, a lot of these companies have really great return policies anyways. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure that you scroll down, hit that like button, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!